one of those keys is going to be the fresh resources. We've got to have new people to talk to. I'm gonna tell you this: if you're making dials and we don't have the greatest pickup ratio, and we're calling people that haven't picked up, just understand if we keep calling the same people that haven't picked up, then it's gonna be hard for them to continue to pick up. You know what I mean? Like, so we need to make sure that we have new resources, new people to call every single week. Now, I don't want you to lose sight of the fact that we still have to get resolution. Okay, so we still need to get up to that 80% resolution rate. So the things that we're going to use to fill gaps in our week there with our dials and contacts and appointments and different things are going to be leads from previous weeks, but we still have to have new resources every week. Okay, so with that being said, Kiara, let's let's go here, right? So we talked about fresh resources every week. What does an average weekly lead spend look like for you right now?
For the most part, it's 5 to 600. But
Mhm.
as of right now, I'll probably open up like 600 to 700.
Okay. Now, why? So let me ask you this, Kiara. If you went out and you've been doing the production that you've been doing, kind of hitting the leaderboards pretty much every week consistently there with the work that you're doing and the results that you're getting, why would you up your lead investment? Why would you go from 6 to 700? What's the potential gain that you're looking for there?
Because when I first started here, obviously I wasn't able to invest as much. But now that I've had some wins and I can invest more, now when I started full time back in July, well part time back in July, I would have to dial more, and that took away from me spending time with my kids on the weekend. And now I just want to buy all that time back that I've spent in dialing.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. So we talk about resources. Have there been any weeks, Kiara, where you went out there, you made that lead investment, and the results didn't necessarily show up for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me ask you this, what did it look like for you resources wise? Did you still find a way to go out there and get new leads each week to go in there to the new week with?
Yeah. If I weren't able to invest and buy more leads, I feel like the world was ending.
Why is that so important to you to make sure that you've got new leads every week there, Kiara?
Just to have those new resources to talk to more clients, because if you keep calling the same clients, obviously, if they told you one the first time, they're probably not saying that if they told you no the first time, they're going to say it the second time. But if you keep calling them, obviously, you're not going to get the resolution you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously aren't your clients. Like they said, it's like mining out your gold and finding your clients, basically.
Yeah, yeah, good deal. So, as on the topic of resources and leads and different things, what mix of leads are you typically working on a weekly basis, Kiara?
I really love EXBs, but sometimes I get like a mix of EXBs, MIs, I'd say like B2Cs, and then some call-ins. Now, last week I did get a lot of CIEs, and I had resolution on those as well.
Mm-hmm.
And those
Mm-hmm.
are like $1.25 leads.
Yeah. Now, excuse me. I want to make sure you clarify something there because you had said call-ins, but you're not talking about brand new call-ins. You're
No,
talking about
bonus
call-in
leads.
bonus
All of
leads.
those are bonus leads.
Yeah. So everything that you've been working have been bonus leads,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be B to like what E, would you say this about
Yeah,
smart
BD.
B to
Yeah.
E in any category, whether it be MI or CI or EX, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. And so what is it? What's it? Everybody's seen that you went out there and wrote 9 grand, Friday. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people, a lot of people making the money that you made from that would have not shown back up on Saturday and made dials to get to the goal of where you were. I mean, you still booked 23 appointments, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think how many appointments did you have before you wrote those apps, Kiara?
I
How
think
many
it
did
was
you
like
book that morning?
7. It was 7.
7.
Yeah.
So you
7.
went out and booked another 16 appointments after you had already written 9 grand for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you go up and do that?
Because I still knew I needed those appointments for this week. Because in my eyes, that 8,900, that 9,000, that was my work from the week before. Because the client, I called her the weekend before. I called her that Friday, And then we had an appointment on the phone. I think it was like that Tuesday. And she was like, "Hey, I actually got a mess here. I have so many policies and I don't know what I got. Can I just come in?" And she was right here, probably 30, 45 minute drive. And she came all the way here to the office. Um, but like I said, then she came in that Friday. So in my eyes, I was looking at that was my work for the week before. So I knew I needed my appointments for this upcoming week.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Now what what are you most excited about going into this next week here? Now, how well, let me rephrase my question. What was your week like this week with booking appointments and running appointments, knowing that you had already written the business that you wrote?
It was less stressful. Like I had a client, we ran the appointment, we sat it, I closed them, but then it was like, "Hey, it's Christmas, I want to wait." I was like, "Okay." I mean, I told her like, "Hey, if you want to," because I showed her like a basic full term. They were a young, healthy couple. I just showed her a basic full payoff, and it was like with SBLI. And then I showed them the benefits, and then like an IUL or something. And I was like, "Well, if this is too much, we can find something more comfortable, and you can just go with something until after the holidays, and then add more coverage." No, they didn't want to do that. So okay, and it's just like the easier it is, I mean, obviously you're going to be persistent, but it's not like Gino said, you need to work from abundance, not from what's the word he said? Abundance, not from
I
like,
I know what you're trying to say. I can't think of the word
yeah,
either.
you get what I'm saying?
Scarcity.
Yeah.
Scarcity. That was it. Yeah.
And we actually hung up and they called and it was like, "Hey, I love everything you said. You're right. We need this. Let's go ahead and go through with it." So
Hmm.
okay, we sat down and wrote it out.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was overall, it was way less stressful than any other week. And just knowing you're able to go out and do it, it just makes it that much easier. Like when you first start, it's not going to be easy, but it does get easier.
Hmm. Hmm. I'll
Great
tell
thing.
you this. I'll tell you this, Kiara. I don't feel like it gets easier because I feel like it's the same work. I just feel like you get better.
Yeah.
And it seems easier. Right. I think that's what it is. Right. And and that's the thing, like the reason that it's so important that you continue to go after you had already written that business is because it gives you that ability to work out of abundance versus scarcity. Like the reason that right there is so important is because exactly what you just said. You had no pressure on yourself to book any one appointment. You had no pressure on yourself to write any one application because you had already made really, really good money for this week. But what you did was you still sat down, Saturday, book. I mean, I think you got to like 19 appointments on Saturday. Came back, booked another five or six throughout the week on top of everything that you had already written. And you didn't need any one single application after that. So it just frees you up to truly sit back, listen to that client, figure out exactly what their needs are, and you don't have that commission breath. You don't have that sales breath of like, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have this. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, if you really, really need it, a lot of times that's going to come across in that appointment. Right. So that's the reason that you need to be able to work out of a place of abundance, like Kiara is talking about there, and just kind of getting ahead. Like once you can get ahead and you can work from abundance, everything just becomes so much easier. It just becomes so much easier. But the issue that so many agents run into is they'll have a week like this, or they'll have some week where they go out and they get some crazy big win, and then they take the foot off the gas. And like, oh, okay, well I can chill out until Friday, Luke. I'm good. I've got what I needed. Everything's good to go. Even though I didn't do 100% of the work yet, I still got 100% of the result, or maybe a little bit more. I can take my foot off the gas a little bit and just kind of coast back into Friday and get right back after it. And it'll happen again. The thing is like these weeks aren't guaranteed to shape up this way. So you always want to be able to get ahead. And where people kind of mess that up is like taking that foot off the gas and then that next week the numbers slap them in the face. Right. They sit down and make dials on Friday, and they talk to 15 people and book one appointment, and they're working CIBs or something, where it should be like they should have had like at least three or four appointments. And then they get in their head and like, well, wait a minute, and then that derails them throughout the rest of their entire dial day. it rolls into tomorrow, right? And then it rolls into their week, and then it just continues to snowball from that point. It's the same concept, from the book Go for No, right? If Kiara, like she took what they did and Go for No and basically ran with it, right? Because the guy was saying at the beginning of the book, he was like, you know what, like instead of trying to go out and there and get my five yeses, get my 5,000 or whatnot, I need to focus on the no's, because the thing about it is like he started his week with three yeses, right? If your goal is to write $5,000 in business, and your very first appointment you write 4 grand, and you've only got 7 appointments booked, sometimes it's pretty easy for you to like, well, I mean, I already got four. I only need one more thousand. I mean, I got 7 more appointments. I should be able to find 1,007 appointments, Luke. Like that should be pretty simple. You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be hard to do. But the thing about it is like, what happens if those 7 appointments were a part of the five that weren't going to show to begin with? And then also a part of the five that were going to tell you no in those 10 sits you were going to get. Then what happens? Now you're working out of that place of scarcity, and you're like, oh man, now I need it. I got to go out there and get it again. Like, oh my God, how did this happen? And you get into your head, right? So make sure that you're able to work out of that place of abundance there, and create that really, really good posture for yourself. And the only way that we can do that is back to the root thing of resources. We've got to have those fresh resources every single week. And the thing is that if you go out and get a particular result, like I want to see, let's see, let me scroll back up here because I want to make sure I say this right. So Sherry went out and wrote $5,500, right at, we'll call it 56, Sherry. I'll give you $11. $5,600 in business off a $100 lead spin, right? I'm gonna go ahead and let you know, Sherry, that was phenomenal. Okay, that was really, really good, right? But that doesn't normally happen. Okay, and I'm sure you understand that, right? And the thing is like, so what we need to do this week is we need to up that lead investment, because we can never so many agents get it wrong in this place too, is where they think that they go out there and they expect the same, or I'm sorry, they expect more from the same. We can't do that. The only way that we can get more is from more. So that's the reason that Kiara is going out this week and upping her lead investment. Like, you don't have to start at $400 or $500 a week. That's okay. We understand that, right? We know that not everybody can start there. I'll tell you this. I 100% was not in a position to start there. Luke was not there. Devin was not there. Gino wasn't. Like, none of us were. None of us were in those positions to start at that point, right? But slowly but surely, through having those weeks where we went out there and wrote a little bit of production, we lived really skinny. Like Jordan talks about, we were in that PAL phase, that PAL phase, that pack a lunch phase, right? We lived pretty skinny with what we were doing. We were making sure that we weren't spending money over here eating out or going to get Starbucks and different things, right? If we needed, because we needed lead money. So whatever money that we made, we took a good portion of that and put it back into the lead. So if we invested $100 this week and we went out there and got a win or 2 wins, and we made 2 grand, guess what? We're not investing $100 this week, right? We might go up to 200, 250, 300, 400. If you want to kind of start to accelerate it, go ahead and get up to that $400, $500 mark if you've got it in there. Go ahead and make sure that you get that. But the thing about it is like, more importantly than having that investment is we have to be consistent with that investment. And that's a big, big key. So like, we have to figure out what we need to do on a weekly basis to make sure that we don't lay a goose egg. I don't care what we do. I don't care what you got to do. I mean, if we lay a goose egg on the production side, there are things that we can do, right? There are things that we can do. I can tell you right now. Anybody know Jamie Susie? You may know who Jamie Susie is, right? One of the largest organizations in the company, one of the fastest, probably not one of, probably the fastest growing organization in the entire company. You guys know what Jamie Susie was doing whenever she first started to get leads. She didn't have lead money. She was laying goose eggs. Yeah, selling furniture out of her house. I'm not telling you that you got to go do that. I'm not telling you that you got to go do that. I'm just letting you know that there are things that we can do, right? Anybody know Jamie's upline? Anybody know Jamie's upline there? The Reinekes, Sarah Reineke. You know what her and her husband were doing? Selling plasma. And now they're out here, passively earning, multiple, quite a bit of money. Okay. Quite a bit of money for themselves. Jamie and her husband are out there building an absolute massive house for her and her family in Arizona. I think they've been here for what, 4 years now, Luke? Is that right? They've been here. They started here back in 2020. Went from selling furniture to building a freaking mansion in 4 years. Not saying you got to go do that. I'm just letting you know what some people are doing, right? So like if just understand that like it does not matter. It does not matter. Come hell or high water, we have got to have fresh resources every single week, no questions asked. And once we get that, once we create that momentum like Kiara has done here, you do exactly what she's doing. You continue to put that in and then you eventually up it. You up it and you get to the point to where what Kiara was talking about earlier is you're able to buy that time back. Right now, you're having to make a lot of sacrifices, or at least you should be making some sacrifices to make sure that you're able to do the things that you want to do. There's some softball games that we got to miss. There's some dance recitals that we've got to miss. Some basketball games that we've gotten to miss. Some date nights that we've got to miss right now. But the thing about it is if you don't sacrifice and miss those things right now, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know, the thing that you're sacrificing for will become your sacrifice. You will not be able to do those things. The longer you put off those sacrifices, the longer you push that out. You're like, well, Aaron, well, I got to go to this game. I can't miss this game. The longer you can't miss that game is the longer that you'll miss that game. The longer you have to make a decision on whether or not you can go to it or whether or not you can go to it. That's it. That's it. Like you have no choice because the thing is like if you skip it today, you can go to it for the rest of your life. Like that's the thing. But you got to be willing to sit down and make those sacrifices and skip those things as long as it's going to take to create that momentum in your business to be able to get to where you're trying to go to. Right. And that's what people are doing. That's what people that are winning are doing on a daily and a monthly basis. Right. Luke, I know, I mean, I talked this whole time. You got something to add on this one?
Yeah, I'll be quick. Luke Jackson, right to Devin Johnson. Number one, Kiara. That's just everybody blow Kiara up in the group chat or the little chat box down there. Because she deserves it. I remember whenever she, really came on and started betting on herself fully because she's been here for a hot minute, but she ain't been here in a hot minute. We had 25% Kiara, now we got 110% Kiara, and it's just different, right? It's different, and I'm proud of you, and I'm grateful to have an example that I can point to like you, because you will build my business with your story. I would just go ahead and tell you, I will share the hell out of it. I don't care. I am selfish. I am a cheater. I will steal that story. Okay. I will. You ain't cheating. You ain't trying. Now, what I got here is I wrote this down. I wrote this down last night, because I after my day yesterday, I didn't, gracious of life, I need an allergy pill. I did not, want to write out my day today. Yeah. Like I felt the resistance. Like, man, 3 days in a row. I didn't want to do it. So I did it. Okay. And then my dumbass forgot to set an alarm. So we woke up 2 hours late, but we still salvaged it. Sometimes things don't go as planned. So you got to salvage it. Right. I got the most important things done on the treadmill. I did some reading, got some scripture. This call was handled a lot better than I probably could have done it. And I did my visualizations and internalized my future. Now, what I wrote down last night, though, while I was laying in bed, was I thought, man, you got to love this shit. Excuse my French, but let's get real for a second. You got to love it. This is your business. Okay. This is my life. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I love this place. I love everything about it. I love the good. I love the bad. I love the ugly. Like sit down for dial team day and change your state one time. Don't go in there like, oh God, what is this? Now just say, oh, I love this. I love this SHIT. Just say I love it. Right. And say it from your gut. Don't say it from, I love this. No questions. Right. Change your state. Just say, man, I love this. Get hung up on, man, I love this. Right. Book an appointment. Man, I love this. Everything is, I love this. And you'll just watch those results start to change. right? Because the level of your thoughts are going to really dictate how well your actions like can work for you. You know, like if you can make 500 phone calls, but if you don't think it's going to work, it ain't going to work. That's the problem. What's your thought process? I just trick mine. I don't always believe in myself, but I believe in the system. I'm like, man, I just love it. I just love it. I ain't even got to be good at it. I got to get 5 no's for every yes. Right. So if I want to get, like, I'll throw $100 lead credit to whoever has the most contacts between today and Sunday at midnight. Whoever's got the most contacts. I don't care how many dials you make. That's irrelevant. I want to know how many people you talk to. How many conversations did you have? All right. And I ain't asking Jordan to pay it. I'll pay that thing. All right. I'll pay that thing to you. All right. And there's a minimum of 80. A minimum of 80. So you better get your asses to work, baby. And don't let me out contact you. My God. Okay. I love it. I love this team. Let's go get after it. I better see you on the video. You ain't going to see me up there for a second, but I'm going to be up there in about 45 of them. And don't let me outdial you. My God, don't do it. Don't do it, eh? Listen, I got appointments all afternoon. I got a group interview this evening. I got a lot of stuff on my plate already. Don't let me outdial you. It's going to be embarrassing. I'm going to talk that rah-rah on Monday. I want y'all to dominate them boards. Y'all go dominate the rest of the team that don't show up to the 9:30 call. Go dominate, baby. Let's go get after it. Let's go make the team better. That's all I got. I can't hit the end button. So, Aaron, it's on you, buddy.
Oh, I got it. Trust me. We got well, I can't hit the end button either. It's Holly. We got
got
to go
it.
make some dials.
We'll see y'all soon.